After a rocky start, vaccinations are picking up, with millions of people receiving a shot every day. That's a whole lot of vaccination, so I wanted to see how all those doses were getting from manufacturers' factories and into people's arms. At this point, there are just two companies supplying their vaccines to the US government. That's Moderna and Pfizer. Johnson & Johnson's vaccine was also recently approved by the FDA, but it won't be available widely until springtime. I spoke to Tanya Alcorn, a vice president at Pfizer, who oversees the supply chain for their vaccine.
Are you partnering with the states individually? Can you go into a little detail about how that process works?
Yeah, our partnership, our contract under the emergency use authorization is with the U.S. government. So we get all our direction from them. So we work with them on a forecast in which we provide visibility as to how much we can ship over the next few weeks. They work with the states, and then we just receive like an aggregate order from them. And then of course the orders will go into how much to ship to specific locations.
Once the order is digitally transmitted to Pfizer, an operator will go to the factory's freezer farm and get the right number of doses from the ultra-low temperature freezers. The vials are packed into shippers, which are specially outfitted to monitor temperature and location. From there, the boxes are put onto pallets and loaded onto a transportation carrier's delivery trucks. To learn more about this process, I looked at how shipments of the vaccine get from Pfizer's factory in Kalamazoo, Michigan, to a vaccination site in Boston, Massachusetts, where I live. Temperature-controlled FedEx trucks drive the shipment to one of their primary sort facilities in Indianapolis. The boxes are then sent by air to Boston's Logan International Airport, where they are sorted and put on a local FedEx delivery truck and arrive at Fenway Park, a Massachusetts mass vaccination site, one day after leaving the factory. I visited the Fenway Park vaccination site in February, where Chris Kaufman of CIC Health showed me how they store and distribute the vaccine.
So I am responsible for how the vaccine basically gets into the building, how it gets ordered, that the vaccine is handled correctly. The vaccine comes in these soft boxes. At the loading dock, we bring it into this area here. So you open the box, and what you see here, the cool thing is that in this package, we have a temperature monitor that monitors the temperature in real time throughout the entire shipment process from the Pfizer manufacturing site to the arrival here. You open this, and in there you see the vaccine storage box where the multi-dose vials are stored in. It actually holds over 1,000 doses. And why over 1,000? Because we consistently get a 6th dose, sometimes even a 7th dose, out of these vials. So when we basically count these vials as 195, we multiply it by 6, and that's then 1,170 doses in this small box here. So every morning the routine is basically that we check all the freezers that we have on site and all fridges to make sure that they maintained the correct temperature throughout the night. And here basically this is an alarm that is connected to the cloud that will basically give us alarms if something ever happens during the night. And it shows you that it's now minus 81. The maximum over the last 24 hours was minus 78.5. Minimum was minus 82.4. The night before, we basically take the appropriate amount of doses out of the freezer and put it to thaw in our pharmaceutical fridge. From there, the next day, it is then thawed. And we take the vials out that we need for the day, and we basically draw them up into syringes. Before the vaccine can be drawn out of the vial, it needs to be diluted with sodium chloride. It's a fairly simple mixing procedure. After it's mixed, we basically draw up 0.3 mils into a syringe that then makes it into a person's arm.
Chris also coordinates the distribution of the Moderna vaccine at Gillette Stadium outside Boston, another mass vaccination site in Massachusetts. On the day I visited in February, CIC gave us 40,000th dose at Gillette. They've now given well over 100,000. The rollout continues to be a logistical challenge state and countrywide, with millions of people still needing vaccine. But a lot of headway has been made.
The world is in such a mess at the moment, right? And the tension that this pandemic actually has created in society, to be part of the solution of that is one of the most gratifying things that I've actually done when we talk to guests, right? to see the relief of them having finally received their COVID vaccine is incredibly rewarding.